Hi, IndigoMoon Aussies. Today is Saturday, February 21st, and we're out here with the two remaining sisters of the Star Collections litter from Champion Earnhardt and Champion Mira. And we're still looking for a home for one of the girls. We have had a lot of interest, but we just haven't felt like it's the right home. We are wanting to keep one of the girls, and we really don't have too much of a preference. They both have a lot of great qualities about them. Structurally, they're both just very dead on. That's Syrma right now that we're seeing. She's a flashier bitch. You can see her movement. They both have beautiful movement. Here comes Chara. Of course, she's running, but she has great movement as well. Great top lines, good neck on both girls. Lots of bone for these girls, very stocky girls. At one point, Chara was substantially bigger, but as I've mentioned in prior videos, you can't really judge them as young puppies size-wise. But as you can see, they've pretty well caught up. They're pretty equal in size. Chara's a little more of the alpha female, so she tends to eat first. And if I didn't mention it, this is the Star Collections litter theme. And let's go over the differences. Okay, so Syrma is a little flashier. She has a white collar. She has show side white front leg. She's got a quieter, like you can see, that startled her a little bit. Now they are right about 4 months, and they do go through what I call the Aussie spooks at this age. So we've got to keep that in the back of our mind, that at this particular age, hey, Chara, leave it. They tend to be a little bit reserved. And Syrma has a little owie. We looked at her teeth. We think it's just teething, but she has a bump, so she hasn't felt real great the last couple days. We finally have beautiful weather here in Arkansas, finally after about 2.5 months of horrible weather. That's Chara walking towards Daddy. So starting with Syrma, she's a little bit more laid back. She's a very, very loving girl. She will sit in his lap for hours. She'll give kisses. She's quieter. I wouldn't say that in general she's at all skittish or afraid of people, but she is more reserved. So in a new home, it would probably take her a little longer to bond, but once she bonds, she gets very attached to her people. I think she would do great as a show prospect. And at this age, we have the advantage of fully evaluating them, and their bites both look great. They're losing their teeth, but you can still see the jawline. So that's the things. Both are very smart girls. That's Whisper. She can't be trusted inside, so she's barking because the other girls are getting attention. Now, when we go to Chara, Chara is a plainer girl. She does have a full white front, but not really a white collar. Her copper is a little bit lighter than Syrma's, but Chara is a very special girl. Yes, I know, but they can't see you, Chara, when you're right in my face. She is exceptionally smart. She is one of the most confident pups I have ever seen. Even at this stage, when normally, we put them through as they're growing up and maturing. As puppies, we expose them to noise, dogs, different surfaces to beyond everything. There's just nothing that throws Chara off. Now, I've had some bold puppies. I've bred some bold puppies, but Chara, I have to say, takes the cake. She's very eager. She's very interested, as you can see in the camera. Anything you have, she wants to smell. And so, although I think she would be a great show prospect, I feel in my heart that she's destined for something bigger and better. Some type of job that allows her to put that special something that she has to work. Agility or something, therapy, even something like search and rescue. I just spoke with someone who suffered a loss, and my heart and prayers go out to them. But Chara is just I mean, like, look at her go. Everything interests her. She watches. She is very, very attuned. Listens when we say no. Very, very smart. Nothing. I mean, you just can't throw her off. She's always ready to go on to the next adventure. She just has that special outgoing personality. Extremely friendly. She's not reserved whatsoever. Again, Syrma, let's look at her. Syrma is a little bit more of a regal, I would call her. She was walking with her butt wiggling. They both have beautiful heads, great ear sets, but Syrma a little bit more regal, a little bit more reserved. She's smart, yes. This cross produced some of the smartest puppies too, and you can see some videos. For example, Corinne owns Piper, who was one of the 7 girls here. Like, look at Chara up the slide, and I have to give props, of course, to the trainer, Corinne, but what she's taught her at 4 months, in fact, even the trainer, there's Chara right there. That's a really good view of her structure. As you can see, she's got just beautiful structure. But it's, so we can see, I can see Chara being animated and getting the attention of the judge because she's got that personality. But I also feel that her intelligence level and just her ability to just go in, walk in any room, explore, want to see what's going on, want to be in the middle of it all, like just him moving that around. You can see Syrma backs off a little bit. Again, a lot of this is age related with Syrma. She's really not a skittish pup at all. But Chara just doesn't have that. She never has. She's been a go-getter from day one. I just worry a little bit. I mean, I think she would be a great companion. However, I don't think Chara would fit well in a family that is never doing anything or going anywhere. She's just got too much intelligence, drive. She has got so much drive. So a family that had a working farm, I could see Chara doing that. She really fits the standard when it says that they do their assigned tasks with style and enthusiasm. I'm probably paraphrasing, but that's Chara for you. Everything she does, she's happy to do. As you can see, her butt's wiggling, and she does it with lots of enthusiasm. She never tires out. She is a very good listener. We had a great setback due to the weather. My husband and I also there's a really bad virus going around, and the word out was you get it twice. We did indeed get it twice. That's a good one of Syrma. She was a little pushed in front, but you could still see a nice top line, good rear, good structure. So we're a little behind on the leash training simply because we were having 10 degree below zero temperature, ice all over. I was slipping and sliding, and then we were sick. So that I need to work on. As far as crate training, they both are doing great at night. Chara kind of just goes with her territory. When she wakes up, which, everybody has their own schedule. We get up about 4, therefore we go to bed about 9. And they are both going through the night. However, with Chara, if you do not get her up, she has had accidents before, where Syrma has not. I don't think she has ever had an accident. So, I mean, look at the neck on Chara. That was just beautiful how she stretched out her neck. When they don't have a white collar, sometimes it can be deceiving, and it can look as if they don't have as much neck, but Chara does. So that's the differences, and I mean they're considerable, in my opinion, differences. And therefore, I've had several people contact me about Chara, but I feel like just a stay-at-home family, I just, I mean, as much as I want her to have a forever home, and we just simply cannot keep, the setup that we have these outdoor kennels that we use like with Whisper for just a few minutes, or maybe like while we're at church. We don't have outdoor kennels. Our dogs do live with us. Anybody that's been here has seen that they're a part of our family. Therefore, we have to be very careful in what we keep, and we just can't keep both of these girls and continue on with some other plans that we have. So that's kind of a quandary for us. So we do want to find the right home. So that's the situation with Chara. I just don't feel that she would be living up to her potential to be a family pet unless it was, like I said, a working farmer ranch where she was busy and she got to work and, you know, was challenged, mentally challenged and stimulated. She is very, very, what's the word I want to use? When you correct her, she looks at you like, there we go. And she's a little chubby, she's rolling, but that's okay. I'm really feed my pups very well and supplement them at this age. That's just a beautiful, yeah, bird. That's a beautiful one of Chara, and that was a nice one of Syrma. She can't stop wiggling. You have to sit down. She loves her tummy, tickle my tummy. And then with Syrma, we've had a lot of people interested in a pet home for Syrma, and although loving homes are our primary focus, we just feel that Syrma has a lot to offer conformation-wise. So we would keep either of these girls. In terms of their structure, I love Chara's structure just so much. I really, really do. But if I'm being honest, I don't think that conformation is going to be challenging enough and going to be really what Chara needs in a home. I mean, and as they get a little bit older, you know, we have the advantage of their full temperaments begin to come out. I mean, when we correct Chara, she knows, she looks at us like, okay, they don't want me to do this. Let me see why. And she's very receptive to our corrections and to our body language and our looks. Little Syrma, she's our little sweetheart, aren't you? She's our baby girl, and you know, she's being a little skittish, and she's not feeling good, so that's part of it too. But normally she loves people. She hadn't seen my oldest son and his wife for, again, because of the weather and us being sick. We have an 8-year-old grandson, and of course they didn't want to come while we were sick and risk getting sick. But Syrma and Chara hadn't seen them for, it had been at least a month or longer, so they really didn't recognize them. And Syrma was reserved, but she went up to them and wiggled her butt and wanted to be held. Now see, Chara's got a toy. Whereas Chara went running up right away, really involved, she's a very engaged pup. So I would like to, you know, it's always our goal. We love these puppies. They sleep in our room the first 5 weeks, and now there goes Chara again. You can see the beautiful movement, a little bit of rolling, but that's okay. I would rather see rolling at this age than to see a skinny, malnourished pup. And they're sleeping in our room in crates again. So they spend a lot of time with us in our room sleeping. We feel that bonds them. Hey Chara, you're a special girl. So we've decided, we are Christians, and we do put a lot of faith, and we thank God for all the many blessings. And we just feel that God is going to make this choice and the right home. I love this one of Chara right now. He's going to bring the right home for either of these girls, but it has to be the right home, and I just won't cut corners. And so, you know, it could be that Syrma ends up, I mean, like I said, we would keep either one, but I think really for confirmation for the home that we can offer, I think Syrma would be a better fit temperament-wise. I worry that Chara's not going to be challenged enough. She needs more, and she's a bossy thing too, as you can see. Ah, that's too rough. She's very responsive though, very responsive. Very, very smart. Syrma's very smart too, but she is in a quieter way. She listens very well, but she is more easily to just say, oh, they said no, and give up, where Chara's flipping over the pool and see that nothing phases her. That's what I mean. When you have that kind of a temperament on a puppy, I mean, they're almost 4 months. They'll be going back to the vet next week. When you have that much confidence in a puppy, you know that they need a special home. That for her to just sit somewhere and play out in the backyard for a few hours and lay on the couch, I'm sorry, but that wouldn't work for Chara. It wouldn't work here, and it wouldn't work anywhere else. For Syrma, yeah, she is beautiful as she is. In terms of, I think her face is a little more arresting than Chara's. Again, structurally, there's no difference. Let's see if you can get her to bring it back. Aussies are not the best at retrieving. Chara, bring it here. Good girl. Good girl. But they both have beautiful faces. It's just Syrma has the more white. And so from a judging perspective, that makes her a little more appealing in the show ring. Although I have no doubts I could finish Chara. Like I said, I'm thinking of the puppies and the best life for them. So probably between the two, I would be more apt to place Syrma in a pet family home. By that I mean a home, regular people that aren't active in herding, don't have an active ranch, don't do agility. I think Chara really deserves a home that she's going to have a really strong job, whether that's herding, whatever, but something where she's mentally challenged and someone can appreciate. And she's a sweetheart, don't get me wrong. Like, you can see her giving kisses. She likes to get love and attention, and she will fight for attention. If she wants something, she'll figure out a way. But if I correct them, Syrma just kind of gives it up and doesn't question it. But it's like with Chara, she'll back off, but she'll be like, okay, why? Well, can I do it this way, or could I do it that way? I mean, that's a very intelligent, very problem-solving. She's a little more active, so we consider that as well. She would need a home that is experienced and can channel that energy, which we do positively. I know my husband says I talk too much, but I think it's really important that I talk about the pups and the differences between them and what type of homes. It doesn't do any of us any good, you know, to say, oh, well, you know, any home would be right, because with some puppies that's true. Any home would work. They could go back and forth. And I would say with Syrma that's probably true. She could do conformation. I feel like she has the structure for agility, performance, even though she's not quite as outgoing. She's definitely, like I said, she's not skittish. And I think she would do great in a family with young children, Syrma, because she has a gentler, softer side. She's a little more regal. So that's the difference between the two pups. I think there's some significant differences, and we would rather keep them, and we'll just wait for the right home. I've turned so many people down on both of them, these last two pups, and it's only been because I just did not feel that it would be a good fit. And I think one of the worst things for puppies and or dogs is going from home to home. That just does not serve anybody's needs. So anyways, that's Chara, and Syrma, come say goodbye. That's Syrma, the last two girls. We had 7 girls in the Star Collections litter, and you can see my YouTube channel has all the videos that have been taken, and I'll try to get some new pictures up later today. Thanks so much for watching. IndigoMoon Aussies.